back to Talking with Clyde. I want to thank you all for your support, for being with me on my journey of starting a new life in China. Thank you for watching all my stories and lessons I learned while I stayed in China. Thank you all for watching my stories on how coronavirus was handled in China. And mostly, thank you all for supporting me as I am still learning to be a content creator. I am not able to thank you enough, so thank you, thank you, thank you. Today, I will talk about my final months in China, the talks that led to my decision to ultimately leave China, and the future of Talking with Clyde, now that my story in China has come to an end. It is hard to believe that I started this channel back in October of last year, and it has grown to what it is now. It is very humbling that my story has reached out to so many people, and I truly hope that if I inspired anyone, then it was all worth all the work. So my last few months in China became very busy, since at my company we all started teaching both online and offline classes. I really did not have much time to do anything on average because of the increased workload. The main thing I remember doing is waiting patiently for my last day, which did not come fast enough. However, at this time, there were many schools in China that were making me offers. Yes, my current company wanted me to stay as well, but my organization made it very clear that despite my accomplishments and all that I did there, they did not really want to help me grow, and other schools' contracts were less work and more money. Also, I could see that many offers had a lot more opportunities for me to go there as well. Many of my coworkers, my coworkers that were local in China, were trying really hard to get me to stay, and always reminded me that America was not the safest place to be right now. But they were even sadder to know when I told them that even if I was going to stay in China, I would not stay with the company we were working for because it really had no interest in helping me grow. They understood what I was saying, but they were still sad. At first, one of the main things I did my last few months in this company, because I thought I was going to stay in China for a few more years, I was looking for the best opportunity in China. I finally found something I was really okay with because a good friend I know opened up a school. I was going to go with her and really help her out with school, and also, besides an increase in pay, a really nice place to stay, she was offering me stock at the school as well, and we were both really looking forward to collaborating with each other and just to see how far we could take the school. But alas, it was not meant to be. This leads me to the talk about me, or talks leaving to China. While living in China, I met someone who worked for the company and was also from America like I was. Well, like I am. Somehow we ended up together, and amazingly enough, we both with each other long enough and felt close enough that we were going to be a permanent couple. The original plan was we were both going to stay in China, but she missed her grandparents so much and she really wanted to spend time with them. So first the talks went like, okay, I will stay in China, build up our finances for 1 or 2 years, and I will meet you in America. That was enough at first, but later she came and told me that she just could not take it, and it was just, she did not want to be so far away. So we eventually set a date for our marriage, and that became our little secret until recently. And then that's when I made my plans to engage, when I saw her in her home state in America. But ultimately, this led to my decision to return to the United States. Even though this made things a lot harder for me, for love, I was willing to put in the work to make sure my future of happiness worked. So my ultimate decision was made, and vacation time was made with my future fiance before I head off to America. We visited many friends we made before it was time for me to return and my contract to our company was over. But getting back to America was a story all on its own. Because of COVID-19, a lot of flights were canceled, and the power of supply and demand really kicked in. My flight ticket was returned to me, and it was around $660. But a replacement flight through the same airline was over $7,000. Keep in mind, the flight was well over 30 hours, and that was sadly one of the cheaper ones. There were flights even more expensive than that. Then this led to me due to a lot of research, and I finally found a flight that was a little over 20 hours and just shy of $1,000. And at the time, that was the best deal I could get. Then it came time to find my way to Shanghai to actually get to my flight. And you know, my fiance and I, we were talking, and first we had an idea to go through a carpool. And the carpool called us the day before, and I was gonna leave at 11 p.m. the day before to get there. And then when we packed up and we got ready to the carpool, that's when they decided to tell us, oh, we can only take one suitcase. And so at this point, I recommended that we tried a taxi service called Didi, which is pretty much the Chinese version of Uber. But my dear fiance had another idea that was a good idea and cheaper. I take a shuttle so I could go from where I was, Wuxi, to Shanghai. And we waited for it when it said it was going to come. However, it never came. So we finally said, okay, fine, we're just going to use a Didi. And the Didi driver came, but because of how important it was to get there and because of COVID was still in effect, it was still harder to go from city to city, he used this to his advantage and charged us a lot more RMB than normally it would. I had to pay him 1,000 RMB to get to my destination, and we made sure it was only 1,000 RMB we gave because he was scamming us. But unfortunately, at this time, this was the only way I could possibly make my flight on time. So I was thankfully able to get to the airport before it opened, and I knew that as long as I could get to my flight, I was okay. The issue was because of the struggle it took just to get there, I was up for nearly 24 hours, and by the time I got through security, it would have been 24 hours. And every fiber of my being at that time just wanted to sleep. But I had to make sure to not fall asleep. And I know many people may be thinking, you could just sleep on the airplane. Well, that is a huge issue. For me, unfortunately, I am just not able to sleep on airplanes. I just cannot do it. I've tried, but I can't. So finally, after struggling and fighting sleep and making it past security and finally making it on board, it finally came time for my very long flight back home. And at this point, because when I finally got back to America, I was pushing well over 40 hours of non-sleep, and I was struggling to carry my bags and make sure I put it in the read directions and putting my bags in where they need to go so they could make it to my final destination. And also reading the signs so I could make sure I got to the right gates in time so I could make it to my final destination. And I'm not gonna lie to you, sleep was really, really hitting me. But finally, I made it to my final destination, and then I saw my wonderful, wonderful mother when I was getting my bags, and I could finally relax, and I was sitting in the car ride home, and that's when it hit me that my journey to China has come to an end. And that's when it really hit me. Before coming to China, I was in a really dark place, not really caring much about life at all, because I took this risk of going to another country, of taking a job that I practically had no experience in at all. This experience really helped me take my life back. So to my viewers who feel like you can't do something, please just try doing something. Take that risk. There is so much opportunity and lessons to be found in this life. And even if there is darkness surrounding your life, try going to a new place or try leaving wherever you are for a while and just find yourself again. For me, going to China was that. So if you feel like your life is lost, try to find something that can be done to hopefully take your life back. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Talking with Clyde. This video was about the last few months I spent in China, as well as the ordeal I had in trying to come back. China will always be an important part of my life because it helped me regain my lost confidence. Though my story in China has come to an end, it does not mean I don't have any more stories to share in China. There are still plenty of stories that I will do at another time, and as I mentioned in my special videos as well as my introduction video, I will use more media from various sources that have inspiring content that can be taken and applied to new encouragement to all my viewers. Talking with Clyde is nowhere close to being over. It has only begun, and I will currently be getting ready to move at the time of this video, because I'm going to get married to my wonderful fiance soon. So I will not be able to post new videos as much as I once have been able to for a while. And I will send notifications on my platforms on what I am doing and when my next video will come out. Thank you all for your support with my channel, and thank you all for your future support as well. Have a wonderful day, and always try to live the best life you can live. Take care now until we meet again.